We gotta get this party started. Testing. Testions. We gotta get this party started, baby. Make sure I got everything I need real quick. Hopefully y'all having a good day. Everybody watching on X. Appreciate y'all. I've been this way since my faith quit. We have a very great show tonight. We're gonna run through this thing like prime time Derrick Henry. We ain't stopping for nobody. That's a scary sight, man. You playing football, you see Derrick Henry coming down the way. Woo! Nah. Welcome to the show, everybody. Hopefully everybody has been good. Hopefully y'all been keeping yourselves healthy and all that wonderful, good stuff. We have an amazing show tonight. Let me get my chat. I got my chat right there. We have an amazing show tonight. It's going to be a good one. My co-host will join me eventually. If not, we're going to rock it regardless. Y'all know how I do things out here in these streets. I appreciate everybody for the love and the continued support. If you have any problems with the stream, let me know and we can get it fixed. Might be too much light. There's also a thing that's too much light. We'll turn that down. Oh, I know what the problem is. It's this light up here. Give me a second. My bad, y'all. There we go. Conflicting lots. Can't have conflicting lots in here. Appreciate you, T. Roddy, Sergeant Bain. What is going on, fellas? Hopefully y'all have been well. Much love to y'all. I need to get my X chat up real quick, and we'll get that going. And we have a pretty good show tonight. It's going to be a banger, like always. Did not do a show last week because your boy was busy. Your boy had to get a bag real quick. You know, and I wasn't on the street selling. You ain't got to worry about that. That's not my life. That life didn't call me. They only got my number, so don't worry about none of that. Your boy don't do that. You know, we stay healthy. We do the right things, or at least try to. Apart from that, we have a pretty loaded show today. As you can see at the bottom, we're going to be talking about Coach Beam. If you don't know, we'll get in that in a second. We got to talk about FSU's bowl chances. What are the chances? Can they do it? 2 more games left in the season. Keon Coleman was benched. Why was he benched? Was it right? Was it wrong? Let's get into it. Virginia Tech has stolen T. Roddy's previous head coach that y'all decided to fire for having winning seasons. But I guess y'all wanted something a little more. But did Penn State jump too fast? And what would the next head coach do? Well, I guess we're going to find out next season. And then we got to talk about Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur Sanders got his house broken into while he was breaking into the game this Sunday. We're going to talk about his performance. We normally don't talk about NFL, but we're going to talk about his performance. And we're also going to talk about him getting his house broken into. And also seeing where they stole over $200,000 out of his house. One, I ain't got a thing in here that's worth I probably ain't got more than $5,000 worth of stuff in this house. $200,000? What do you have in your house? Gold toilets and all kind of stuff. Like what do you steal? It's change and stuff. I got it. It's all them watches and stuff. I got it. It's making sense now. My bad. I had to forget. I had to remember who I was talking about. Makes sense now. I'm not putting thousands of dollars in chains, but hey, it's your style. That's the show today. I'm happy that I'm not coughing as much anymore. I'll probably have to step to the side if I do. But other than that, I feel good to go. I feel fired up. And I just want to say something. I'm extremely blessed. One, I'm not bought out by anybody. I speak my mind when I want to, if I want to. And, you know, when you get involved, when people are handing you a check and you having to say certain things, I can cross whatever boundaries, lines. I won't cross the U.S. border. That's one thing I won't do. I'm not even getting involved. I might go to Europe. I always want to visit Europe. I I might cross over and go to Europe one time. But other than that, hell no, I'm not going to Mexico. I don't care how beautiful it is. I don't care what you got going on. I'm good to go. I'd rather stay within the U.S. border and travel within the states. You got it. Okay. I think that's about it. I think that's about all we got for the warm up. Let me make sure. Yep, X is up and running well. What is this? I'll add this to the rundown, and we'll talk about it a little later. And I want my co-host to be here for that as well, because I don't watch the Panthers much, so he might have a little bit more to add in it than I do. I'm actually pretty surprised that Caleb Williams is doing as well as he's doing. Well, I mean, I'm not gonna say he's out there doing well now, but let's just say they found a way. And that's what you gotta do sometimes. I know, what's that boy's name? What was his name? James. I don't want his name's not James. JJ McCarthy. I think that's his name. Man, we gotta talk NFL sometimes. I normally like to keep it on college football, but we gotta talk NFL a lot more, because there's actually a lot of things that can be broken down, and there's a lot of things. But if y'all are ready, and I'm ready to start the show, and we're gonna go ahead and get this out the way because I don't want to end the show on a I guess you call it a negative, but okay, Coach Beam, right? He is a coach. Do I have like a more full screen? All right, let me adjust some stuff real quick. Let me see what I can do. This might not look the best, but it'll work. We can like do something like this. Put that over there. You can make me bigger and put me right next to it. We'll just be in the middle of the screen. If my co-host joins in, I'll change it to something else. But right now, that's the layout we're gonna use. Okay. What is that line? But what is that? What is this right here? Oh shoot, tripping. What is that? I have no clue what that is. Can y'all? Oh, y'all can't even. I guess that's something on my screen. Can't even see it. Yeah, I guess it is what it is. What screen? What monitor is in the way? This. Cool. Let me put y'all in front of me. I'll put y'all back. I think I like it there. All right. Looks good. But, okay. Coach John Beam was, whatever you want to call it, assassinated, was targeted, was murdered. Some people say it was outside. Some people said it was in his office. But it got... Did my mic cut out for a second? Let me make sure we're good. Let me make sure my mic didn't. Oh, okay, it glitched for a second, but I guess we're still good. But long-time coach, I mean, he's been in that community for so long. All right, my bad. Why is my mic sounding like that? I keep hearing something. Let me reset this mic real quick. Okay, that should be a lot, and I'm lagging. All right, I should be back. I should be good to go. Let me know if you have any problems. But, the thing about this is, one, when I heard about Coach Beam is like someone who's going to tell it straight to you. And I don't know the reasoning behind why this young dude decided to kill this coach like this, which I think he was the athletic director at the time. But, when you have straightforward people, sometimes they may say things that come off harsh, but they mean well, right? They just don't sugarcoat. They don't beat around the bush. They tell it to you straight. You might not like how they say it, but it doesn't. Just because you say something a certain way does not mean that it's not beneficial towards you. My mic, what is this? I keep hearing something. Did my mic? I don't know what that is. Hold on. It could be my headphones, yo. It could very much easily be my headphones. Hold on. Okay, it got to be my headphones. I don't know. Maybe John Beam's listening in right now. Who knows? But he's been in that community, in the Oakland community, for such a long time, and to be taken out by this guy who probably hasn't even done much with his life, it's very sad. One day, the community that you tried to lift up, tried to inspire, tried to make the most positive changes can sometimes be the same community that kills you and gets you up out of there. And what does this mean for the future? Who else is going to want to go in there and do that? That's why a lot of people, when they grow up in these, bad environments, they tend to just get out and they don't go back because they understand that if you go back into this community, even you could do all kind of turkey drives, you could do all kind of, whatever you want to do to make the community better. But at the end of the day, they come out to get you, right? The same ones who won't do a thing for their community, but lower the property value, not in good ways and bad ways because they're shooting up everything. They want to come for your head because you're doing something that they probably could do, but they just don't have the mindset to do it. And it's a shame that he was taken out like this. Like, when I seen this, like, okay, it's one thing if you died by natural causes, but for somebody to basically kill you like this, I don't know. It does something to me every single time when I see these men and women who are harmed, sometimes in more serious ways, for trying to help out. That's it. So, and I found out about Coach Beam through the Last Chance U series. That was how I found out about him. And, I love Last Chance U. I thought it was a great show. I wish they would do more shows like that and bring those shows back because I think the life of a head football coach is very interesting, because it's a lot of things that people don't see. There's a lot to football operations that people don't see. There's a lot that these coaches do that people don't see. It doesn't get aired. It doesn't get talked about. It's the 2 a.m. phone calls. It's all that extra stuff that y'all don't have to answer, that we don't have to answer. But these coaches pick up that call and they're willing to help their program. It ain't just a 40 hours a week job. Most of the time, unless you're one of these high paid football coaches, you're getting paid less than the hours you're actually working, right? So a lot of these coaches, especially in underdeveloped areas where they don't have the resources to pay a coach highly, but the coaches still decide to do it because they love their community so much. They're doing it from their heart. They're not doing it for a paycheck. They're doing it from their heart. And these are the individuals that we decide to get off this earth. These are the people that you target. These are the people that you want to get out of here. Okay? I don't know all of Coach Beam's life. I don't. But I haven't seen too much negative on him. I know he was well respected. Everything I've seen, he was doing positive stuff. I've seen the players and the lives he's changed. And that hard coaching, tough mentality, and just giving it straight is what we need more of in today's generation. When I was growing up and I was in high school, our high school coaches, man, when I tell you they talked reckless, they talked real reckless. They weren't sugarcoating nothing. Called you every curse word in the book except the N-word. Now, that'll get them booked up, but still. It was rough. But it also taught you something because the life is rough. That's why these kids today can't handle nothing. They lose one job and they want to. One bad situation happens. One girl leaves them. They want to end it all. One thing happens and they want to end it all. When you're brought up and you don't have these tough people in your life, it's easy for things that aren't even tough to break you. And that's why I say, like, we're extremely blessed to have the lives we live. And I think that, I think it's, I just think, and I know we're getting off topic, but I think it's extremely selfish to want to do self-harm towards yourself, especially when your parents, took the time to make you. Your mom took the time to hold you in there for about 9 months, birth you, probably one of the most amazing days of their lives. And 15 plus years later, you want to go do some self-harm to yourself because of something, right? Something that probably most of the time, these stories, the world didn't crash down on you. Your mentality crashed down on you. Your mental state was so messed up. And you do something that's irreversible. You can't come back from that. So, and even the dude, even the individual who, I don't list his name, I don't show his picture because I don't ever give suspects and criminals and assholes a platform, and we don't want to remember their faces, right? But even the dude that shot Coach Beam, right? It's like you gave your whole damn life away, and I'm interested to see if there's a video, and I'm interested to see if what was the true motive behind this, because I can guarantee it was nothing that damn important to where you had to take this man's entire life from him. A husband, a father, probably a grandfather at this point, how his age was. There's nothing I can see that would make you want to go in there and take his life away and also take yours. Because when you kill somebody, 2 lives ended. Yours, because your ass is going to jail for the rest of your life if they don't give you the death penalty, which even that could be the next 20-something years, and the person you killed. It's just all not worth it, but people decide to do it anyway. It's a shame that you can't sit and be an athletic director in a community that you grew up in and that you served basically all your life without having to be armed or have armed security. Absolutely embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing. You just got to be careful. That's why when I move, I'm very careful on what I do, where I go. Normally, if I post something that's after I've already left, I normally don't post where I'm going because you meet situations like this. And nothing can happen for the next 20 years, and all of a sudden, bam. So just protect yourself, and this is a rough one. But let's continue to move on. I just want to get that story out of the way just to make sure we had enough time to get everything in. But now let's get on, which this is college football as well. But yeah, T. Roddy, I don't know what's really going on with the world. Well, it's mentally assault people, and people go to guns and all this kind of stuff. I've never thought of using a gun to harm anybody besides if you're effing with me. Like, that's real. If you're trying to take my life, I will be happy to take yours. I'm not going, I have the mentality, I'd rather you go than me, especially if you're the one doing something to me, right? Whether your ass get out of here because you're choosing harm against me, right? It sounds bad, but I have a lot of respect for the people who want to go and do something like murder somebody and they just take it out on themselves and get themselves out of here instead of hurting somebody or turn themselves in or something. I have a lot of respect for that because just because you're feeling a type of way, like the best advice is that the way you're feeling right now, especially when you're about to make an emotional decision, wait till tomorrow. Wait 12 hours. Wait 24 hours. Just wait because you're not going to feel the same in the next 24. Just hold on. There's been some times I've been pissed, I've been this, and I'm thinking about doing dumb stuff. I just held on and waited. And I'm like, man, I'm glad I didn't go do that right there. Like, I just wait. Don't rush it. Just hold on. Take a breather. Go for a walk. Go do something. Think about it for a second. Don't just be on go and go do it. But once again, when this is done, you can't reverse it. Yeah, T. Roddy said if there's anybody out there struggling, reach out to someone and talk to someone before doing something to others and yourself, and that's real. And we're gonna get into the football talk, but if you're ever struggling, like, my DMs are open. Don't come at my DMs with some crazy stuff now. I don't really answer DMs like that. I'm not gonna lie to you, right? Because when I go on platforms, I post, I get off. But why not try anyway? Normally if I see something like that come in, I normally try to answer it. Don't be BSing me now. And I'm about getting better, right? I'm not gonna sit here and have conversation with you about all these whatever thoughts and all. I'm about getting better. getting you motivated, getting you to a better space, showing you why life is worth living. If you're not trying to get on that path and you already kind of have your mind made up, I'm not going to sit here and have this death talk with you because I can't bring that negative energy in my life. I can help you get out of that mindset, but I'm not going to, sit here and basically coddle you through it. You have to be ready for change. All right. That was longer than that was definitely longer than 8-10 minutes. I only had that scheduled for 8-10 minutes, but it's all good. Hold on. I think next I wanted to go to Come on. All right, let's get it. My favorite topic to talk about, Florida State. Will FSU make a bowl? Let me make this smaller so y'all can actually see this thing a little bit. Let me get that. And let me save that. Update. Will FSU make a bowl game? FSU has NC State this Friday, and they also have Florida the next week. Now, Florida State has had the most disappointing. Well, it wasn't disappointing to me because I expected it, right? You're not going to go 2-10 and then come back and go undefeated, right? It's just not going to happen. In a weak conference like the ACC, teams can change and get better. They're better than last year. So I got to give them that. But at the same time, FSU still has a lot of problems. You have a quarterback problem. Tommy Castellanos, I appreciate the motivation and all that stuff, but I don't think he's a long-term solution to FSU. He can't even be because this is probably his last year, and I've been hearing speculation about him coming back next year. I suggest that you don't. Leave Florida State, go to college, or go get you a job somewhere. Go to NFL or go get you a job somewhere. I appreciate you. But no, hell no. Because if he stays, Sperry is probably going to leave. I'm going to go ahead and let you know this now. Brock Glenn has been there for damn near a century. I don't even know why he stays. I don't know. He must have a bad girlfriend at Florida State that he's not leaving. Or maybe he just loves the school so much and he stays. But, most people who are in college want to play and do stuff like that. So I can understand if you're sitting behind a guy for 3 years. First, you sat behind Jordan Travis. He got hurt. You came in. Then they put the backup to the backup in. Then the next year, they brought in DJU. Didn't really play you much until he got hurt and then basically shitted on you again. Then this year, they bought Tommy. It's not looking likely, dog, because if Norvell wanted to choose you, he would have chose you a while ago, right? I'm not going to sit here and be the backup to the backup to the backup to the backup to the backup for all these years, right? Maybe 1 year to learn. But my guy, you almost probably about damn 30 right there. How old is Brock Glenn? Let me see. I feel like 21. Golly, him boy must went to college early. I guess that makes sense. About 3. He's been there about 3-4 years. But I'm not gonna sit here and continue to be behind the backup, and all this stuff. I'm just not gonna do it. Sperry is in a good position because he's a freshman. I can understand this be your learning year, learn from Tommy C. But next year, he needs to be the starter. Honestly, when Tommy got hurt, I would have started Sperry because the season is lost regardless. If you do get a bowl game, you're probably going to get absolutely washed by whoever that team is. So, it's lost anyway, right? Let Sperry get in there and see what Sperry can do because you're going to need a pocket passer who does have legs, but he wants to throw the ball. I see Tommy. Tommy is a set hut, scramble. And teams caught on to that. Bama couldn't catch on because they didn't know what y'all were going to do. Because DJU last year, he wasn't that scrambling type. When he did, he got cleaned. And he was slow. And it just didn't look well. But Tommy is a little different. They didn't expect it to be like that and that be the game plan. Now that teams have all that motion stuff figured out, all it takes is a little discipline to get it. But I already told Florida State, Sperry is the future. Y'all want to get back to the winning culture? Sperry is the future. I don't even think it's on Mike Norvell at this point. Well, yes, it is, because coaching absolutely matters. Coaching absolutely matters. Norvell should have already sat Tommy C down and let Sperry get in the game. especially when you drop 4 straight games. After the Stanford loss, I'm saying heck no. Absolutely not. We lost to Stanford. Can't blame the defense for the Stanford loss. Can't blame them. Everything else you probably could, but can't really blame them for the Stanford loss. Can't really blame them for the Clemson loss because that game was up for grabs. Wake Forest is, I don't know what Wake Forest was up to. I mean, they killed themselves. Like they were destroying themselves from within. Because at halftime, it was anybody's game. Florida State just started putting their foot on the gas and just went. Wake Forest's defense held up, but when your offense isn't moving, I knew Wake Forest was in trouble when they put up I think they won by 1 point against some team. I don't know if it was Kent State or Kennesaw State. It was somebody earlier this season. No, dog, you put up 9 points against a team that's nowhere in your. I don't trust you. I don't trust you at all. But, FSU, I don't think there's much rebuilding to be done. I don't even, a head coach change. I don't know, man. I don't know. I question Norvell's tactics at times. That's what I'm going to say. I question his tactics at times. Because if I was a head coach, Sperry's going to start. I'm changing that freaking defense around. The defense, I don't really like it too much. But, I would definitely change that and make it more efficient, make it easier for everybody. Stop all these complicated calls on offense. All these motions and, flea flickers and throw the ball back and get it back and go over here. What happened to just line it up, go trips, trio, doubles? What happened to that? And just letting your best receivers chop up the dang field. Get them the ball. Run the ball with your running back, who you have a lot of them. The running back room is deep. Let them run the ball. Let them get yards because they can dominate as well. And then guess what? Actually pass the ball. 50, it's like a 50-50 shot. 50% of the time, Castellanos throws a good ball, receiver drops it, or whatever happens. Other 50%, Castellanos throws, he overthrows it, he underthrows, he throws it somewhere else, and the receiver has no chance. Right now, if I'm a coach and I'm looking to beat FSU, keep Castellanos in the pocket, make him throw the football. He's going to make a mistake. Guess what? Lock Deuce Robinson up. You realize the successful teams against Florida State, Deuce was real damn quiet. Nothing happened on his side. Because at one point of the season, it was first down, sit up. Guess what? Run by Castellanos or some type of read or something like that. Didn't work. Second down, probably give it to the running back, or maybe he'll pull it again. Third down, just launch that up to launch it up to Deuce Robinson. Just launch it up. Deuce is damn near 7 feet tall. Just lob it up, see if he'll get it. And the horrible DBs they go against will let them get it. But good teams like Clemson, like all that, it's not happening. But good teams like that, it's not happening. It's just not how they get down. And that's what's going to be the problem with Florida State. You cannot have that simple freaking offense. Well, you can't have that. You have a deep offense, but just the play calling does not work. I would simplify things greatly. On the question I put on the little banner of if FSU makes a bowl game or not, I think Florida, even though their record is not impressive, but you have to also look at the strength of schedule. Florida has a way higher strength of schedule than Florida State. That's real. So you can't look at that and say, well, Florida, they have a bad record. I don't think Florida is eligible for a bowl. I think they're done. No, they're 3-7. They're cooked right now. But you can't look at Florida and see that the competition has not been different. See, let's run down Florida's games real quick, right? They beat Long Island 55-0. Who even is that, right? Got it. They lost to South Florida. Okay, USF is a pretty good team. I mean, they're pretty decent. Just what it is. You'll be seeing their names called a lot these next couple seasons. They lost to LSU, not by much. They're not losing by much. They lost to Miami, 26-7. They beat Texas, which I don't know what Texas is this year. Lost to Texas A&M. It's probably one of the best teams in the country right now. The top 5, or hell, they might be higher than that. What are they now? Gotta be like 2. Oh, the number 3 team in the country. I was like, they gotta be. Gotta be up there. They beat Mississippi State. They lost to Georgia 24-20. Honestly, that was a game that they honestly could have won, most likely. I watched the ending of it. It was looking like an upset alert to me. I'm just gonna let you know that right there. It was looking like an upset alert. And you gotta think. I think they played that Georgia game without a head coach. Well, without golly, what's that dude's name? They just fired him. Who was Florida's last head coach? Golly, I can't remember this guy's name. Coach fired. I feel like it's on a Billy Napier. Him. Did it without him. Looks like it got better. Then they got absolutely mud stomped by Kentucky. SEC play, by the way. And then lost to Ole Miss 34-24. They played Tennessee and then Florida State. Now, the reason I went down that long little list is because the level of play is different. Ask yourself this question. If FSU and Florida swapped schedules right now, well, I guess in the beginning of the season, FSU takes this 3-7, maybe 2-8. One thing about Florida is that they have a greater strength of schedule because they're an SEC team. If you put Florida in the ACC, they're going to have winning seasons. Which, I mean, I think that'd be even better. I don't know why. I'm just saying. Or, I mean, if FSU fans want a little more excitement, join the SEC. People hate on the SEC because they're like, well, SEC teams get, however many teams in the playoffs. Well, guess what? It's because the strength of schedule is different. You play Georgia every year. You play Alabama every year. You play Texas A&M. You play these teams. And let's see what you got. Because it's not going to be pretty. The competition level is different. So that's why I think that this Florida game is going to be a trap game. Well, it's not going to be a trap game. I think that Florida will do well. It's going to be a robbery. You're in Gainesville. I think that there's a lot riding but towards Florida, and you literally have a chance. You're not getting the bowl game. Why not ruin it for somebody else? I mean, that's what I'll be saying as a head coach. Season hasn't. If I'm the new head coach coming in, season hasn't went our way, but we can send our rival home and stop them from getting a bowl game. If NC State does not win, of course. I mean, if NC State beats them this Friday, then I guess it is what it is. We just give them another loss. But if they do beat NC State somehow on the road, which FSU is not really good at, we have the chance to sit them down somewhere. And it's the last game of the season against our rival. Why not go 1,000%? NC State, on the other hand. NC State, I watched them in Georgia Tech, right? Which I think Georgia Tech is a highly talented team. That team, that's a team of experience. They're never out of it. So that's just my thing with it. Georgia Tech is, if you beat Georgia Tech, and how that game went, that was a very interesting game. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm happy that I watched. I think that was the week of Florida State had played. Who did Florida? I think that was the week of Wake Forest. Yes, it was. I think that was the week of Wake Forest. Absolutely. But it was a very interesting game. NC State gave it all they had. Georgia Tech tried to get it back, but NC State just freaking dominated. I mean, you put up 48 points on a good team like Georgia Tech that was the number 8 team in the country at the time, that was honestly a playoff favorite, could still sneak in. But at the same time, the competition level during the season, this is the same team that lost to Virginia Tech a few games ago. Same team that lost to Duke a few games ago. But they also beat Virginia. So I don't know. And they just got absolutely mud stomped by Miami. But it's Miami though. They only put up 7 points. Now, Florida State does not have the strength and firepower as Miami. But in the ACC, you don't know how this is going to go. We have a team that beat Alabama week 1 that has dropped 4 games in ACC play to teams that they probably should have beat. So I don't know how this is going to go. I'm thinking NC State on a Friday night, short week of practice at home. Stadium's going to be lit. And NC State is also fighting for bowl eligibility too. They're not that far. So they're definitely going to get who has they're both NC State is 2-4 in ACC play, FSU is 2-5. So that's why I'm not too sure about this. Honestly, it could be a blowout on NC State. I don't think it's going to be like a blowout on anybody's side, but I think NC State will have the up. If they can just get their offense going, 7 points won't do it. If you can just start scoring and defense can hang on, you are going to win the game. You're on the road. FSU does not do well with traveling, but at the same time, they're fighting for a bowl game to make their season 7-5 instead of, 6-6 or something like that, right? Or FSU could drop these next 2 and go, 5-7? It can go either way. Do I trust NC State? No. Do I trust Florida? No. But the odds are looking like NC State will win this Friday. I don't know how convincingly, but we'll see. If that team that played Georgia Tech comes out against Florida State, it's over with. If that team shows up, it's over with. And for Florida, I think they'll be ready. Robbery game, get them up out of here. But they just need one. So I'm going to answer this question. Do I think that FSU makes the bowl game? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. If it was like North Carolina, Virginia Tech, I'm just saying, like, if there was another team in Virginia Tech's place, Virginia Tech, or in a nobody team, maybe. It's not looking likely. I don't think you get through 2 opponents on the road, especially not in Gainesville, because them boys gonna be hitting. So, and I agree with you, Sergeant Baines. Strength of schedule is everything these days. Strength of schedule, it means a lot, honestly. It just means more. It's real. The ACC is a conference to where, and we'll talk about this. Matter of fact, this would be a good segment to switch over. So FSU, you got some building to do. I don't know if you guys are going to fire Norvell after this season. If he gets you to a bowl game, they might keep him. If he doesn't, I don't know. I think that FSU is kind of bought in on Norvell. I like the fact that they didn't fire him midseason. I don't think that firing a coach midseason does anything. But especially with all these new jobs opening and all this kind of stuff, there's more jobs than qualified coaches out there. So, I mean, I kind of like the hold on and see, but I do think they stick with Norvell. I think that if he has a losing season next year, if he stays, then I think that Norvell will kick the can. So he doesn't stay past that. That's my final opinion. I think Norvell's a great dude, but FSU is a place where they want to win, right? They don't want to be 5-5 in November. FSU wants to win games. So let's get off of that to go to this. Virginia Tech has hired James Franklin as their new head coach. T. Roddy's guy. T. Roddy's head coach, former head coach of Penn State. It's T. Roddy's guy. He won at Penn State. Couldn't win the big ones, couldn't win a championship, but He won at Penn State. Now he's at Virginia Tech, which I thought this was a very great hire. I thought this was the best fit for him. I like this a lot. But the question is, there's two of them. One, did Penn State win or lose this deal? I think, personally, that Penn State lost this deal, right? They won on the money side because he accepted a new job, so they don't have to do the $50 million buyout or whatever it was, however many millions it was. They didn't have to do that. But I think they have to pay him like $9 million now. I mean, substantially lower, which means gives them more firepower to go and hire whoever they want to hire. But I still think that this is a loss for Penn State. You fired a dude who was winning, right? Now, I know this season's a little different now. This season was a little different. But all you're doing is telling the next head coach, you damn near got to be perfect and win me a national championship. Otherwise, we're getting you up out of here. And I don't know if you're a coach coming in that's going to do that. So I think Penn State loses this deal. I don't think it's going to get better for Penn State. And I think that James Franklin is probably going to take a lot of those guys. And also, because there's already people committing to Virginia Tech now. My next question is, will Virginia Tech get better under Franklin? I think absolutely yes. I mean, Virginia Tech, as of currently, it's just not a good team. They're 3-7, almost dead freaking last in the ACC. 2-4 in conference play this year. At this point, all you can do is get better. I mean, 3 wins, and they got Miami and Virginia coming up. So most likely you got 3 wins for the season, and that's going to be it for you. They'll most likely go 3-9 this season. So I think that they improve. I think James Franklin has experience, and if he can just win those games, you know, winning games in ACC is going to be easier than with him at Penn State, because you ain't got to worry about Ohio State. You ain't got to worry about Michigan. You don't have to worry about them. Guess who you got to worry about? Maybe Clemson, FSU, you know, depending on the kind of season they have, and it just depends, right? Miami, like, you don't really have to worry about those teams, because these teams that I just mentioned are beatable. Miami is beatable. Georgia Tech is beatable. FSU is beatable. Everybody's beatable, right? Now, when you're talking about the firepower of Ohio State and stuff like that, that's a different ball game. Nobody in the ACC has that. Ain't no Ohio State's in the ACC. It ain't working like that. Which is why I think that with with him as head coach, I think it's going to get better quick. Fans are going to be hyped. People are going to come into Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech, honestly, is a very beautiful place. I mean, it's a very beautiful college. If you look at it, the fan base is wonderful. Even in a losing season, it sounds like they're winning at home. Even in a losing season, it sounds like they're winning in that stadium. Those fans support you whether you're winning or losing. They don't care. And I think that having that fan base, having that community, then you have a coach like this who has ties to this community, to the school. Now, I'm not saying they're going to win the ACC next year, because that's a bold little prediction. But they're not going to be a 3-7 team, 3-9 team next year. Because in the ACC, you can flip just like that. Look at what Virginia's doing. Look at what Pitt's doing. Duke is, I mean, they're not the best, but look at what they're doing. Wake Forest is probably the best, worst team in the ACC. They're pretty much pretenders, but they get by. Clemson is just, I mean, I guess they're having an off year. I don't know what's going on with them. NC State just wiped off Georgia Tech. North Carolina has Bill Belichick. I mean, Florida State, I mean, you see what happened to them. Hell, Stanford might lead the ACC next year. But it all depends on who has the bag, who puts in the time in their program, and who has an actual head coach that people trust. I promise you, this guy right here at Virginia Tech will be stealing recruits. They're going to want to go. I think that, honestly, I like this fit. I like it a lot. And I want to play a video for y'all real quick because I'm excited. I'm not even a VT fan, but I'm excited.
I thought we were going to win a national championship there. We were close. We're just going to go win a national championship somewhere else now.
Why is it lagging like that? Hang on.
I thought we were going to win a
I don't know why these things lag like that. That sucks.
national championship there. We were close.
Just listen to it. It'll be all
We're
right.
just going to go win a national championship somewhere else now.
Like they do it. Oh, they do it. They do it big out there. Yeah, I wish the video wasn't laggy like that. But I think it's gonna be a great fit. I really like it. I think it's gonna be a great fit. So Virginia Tech, congratulations on that. As far as the buyout, I guess Penn State lucked up on that. I guess it worked out when you have a passion. Now, if you say, see, Justice, we'll give you $50 million buyout. You have to really love the game to say, I'm going to basically forfeit over $40 million just so I can coach again at a school that I don't know if, well, I hope to win, but you never know how it's going to go. Because you could be like your boy Brian Kelly and who's probably just going to sit down and enjoy that money. You got to pay me $50 million regardless? You have to give me my direct deposit? And I get to sit at home. I get to go on vacation. He got right back into it like that. Felt like not even a month ago when they fired him. Just like that. So shout out to him. Let's keep moving on. Let me take this banner down. Next things next. This is going to be a pretty easy one. Oh, wait. Time out. They know it. If you want to get clapped, I mean, if you want to get clapped, go join the SEC. You can talk whatever trash you want to. Like I know when FSU, when we had the 14 playoffs and FSU got, I think Alabama got in over them or something like that, or maybe it was something, I don't know. I forgot about it. But it's different. People don't like the SEC. Go in there and win. Hey, guess what? You have a winning season in the SEC. You can have 2-3 losses. You'll be in the playoffs. You have 2-3 losses in the ACC. They're gonna put a two. Look, they'll rather put a 3-loss Alabama or Georgia team in the playoffs than a 2-loss FSU team in the playoffs. Just is what it is. All right, Keon Coleman, Bills wide receiver. Former Florida State wide receiver. He was benched because it was reported that I don't know if he missed or he was just late. Some reports say he missed the whole damn meeting. Some said he was just late to it. Either way, his coach put him on the sideline. Some fans are mad about this. They say, hey, forget that, let him play. Some fans are like, okay, he got what he deserved. Now, personally, I think that this is perfect, and I hope that things like this come back to college football. Holding players accountable, right? When they miss a meeting, when they're late to a meeting, hold them accountable. A lot of these players do what they want to do. They say what they want to say, they do what they want to do, and it's like there's nothing there to, and I guess it's because of the transfer portal, because you feel like if you talk back or you tell your star something, the star on your team something, he's going to jump up and leave. And that's a lot of what happens today. They get up out of there. They jump ship so quickly. But at the same time, would you rather build a I personally would rather, I don't know, be able to run an efficient program where we're doing things right, where we're running on kickoffs, where we're running on and off the field, like we have some type of intensity about us, not just after, whether it's turnover or whatever, they're just walking off the field. Like we're having some intensity about us, right? The huddles are done correct. Like the little things make the biggest difference when we come up to our stance. How are we doing? Are we just walking to get set, or are we ready to go? Like you are actually ready to play. Offensive line, are we getting down at the line? Are we pointing out our assignments? I don't care if they know who you're blocking. Can they beat you? The biggest insult to injury is that, hey, I'm going to point at you because I'm blocking you. I got him, and you can't do a damn thing about it. You're about to get blocked by me. You can do whatever scheme you want to do, and I'm still going to win. You will not get in this backfield today. I'm going to kick your freaking behind. It ain't about, no, guess what? Point it out. Hey, what's the call? Make sure everybody hears it. Make sure you're communicating with each other. A lot of dumb stuff would be avoided if you just did that one little thing. But if we don't have that, and I'm not going to require that because I'm afraid that little Johnny's going to hop in the portal, and I'm going to be without my star receiver, you're going to have more incidents happen where these guys are DUI. These guys are just doing dumb stuff, and you're most likely, it's going to reflect in the team because their team's going to give up on you. They're not going to respect you. They're going to basically Brian Kelly you to where when you're talking to them, they're walking away. Brian Kelly's sitting here talking to the dude. Dude is walking away. Dude is looking off in his... Like, why would you want something like that? They don't respect you. A guy I worked for a while ago, he told me something. He was like, hey, if you do not come in basically like a hard ass, they will never respect you. They won't do it. If you don't put your foot down when they try you, they'll never respect you. Because once you let it happen, they're going to continue doing it. So you can either be the a-hole now and get a team that you want and a team that works hard for you, or you can come in and be the nice guy and let people do what they want to do, and they're going to run over you. And at the end of the day, they're going to keep their job, and you're going to be fired. That's exactly what happens to these head coaches. These players stay most of the time unless they want to transfer out. You're the one who gets fired and can't feed your family. Because everybody's not getting this big buyout of however many millions. It's just a couple, head coaches at a few programs. So what's your choice on that? So I agree with the coach in benching him, right? Because guess what? You got to teach these players about life, right? Life, about living life. Football is not forever. And a lot of these players have to understand that. This is only a temporary phase. It's only temporary. It's not forever. You got to teach them about life and not being late to meetings, not doing these things are important no matter how good you are. I always say when I get into coaching, I don't care about stars, right? Because you can have a 5-star and be the laziest player on the field. You might just have the athletic ability to, just basically make up for it. I don't care. I will start a no star if he shows me effort, intensity, if he shows me he wants to be here, if he shows me he has the heart to do it, if he shows me that he respects the coaching staff, that he'll listen, yes, sir, no, sir, bada bing. When we run him, they actually run. He's actually trying in the weight room. He might not be that strong, but he's definitely pushing himself. If you have that, I'm with you. I'll take that because that player right there I can trust. If you're skipping reps in the weight room, BS in the reps, I can't trust you. Because if you'll cheat in the weight room, you're going to cheat on the field. And that 1 rep or those 5 reps in total that you missed, that's going to come out on game day. And I'm be sitting here trying to figure out why, and it's because of you. But the player who is trying his hardest and doing what he has to do, that's the guy I want. When I do get into a head coaching spot, I don't care about stars. Don't mean damn much to me. Because I believe I can bring the best out of you and make you into a star or make you great. Sometimes the best receivers are not the ones that got the headlines and all this kind of stuff. And it's what FSU has to understand as well. Yeah, deuce this and deuce that, but you got a lot of receivers on your team that can catch and can do wonderful things. But they don't get a lot of chances because every damn thing is throwing up to Deuce. And yeah, Deuce might make a fantastic catch every now and then. But what about these other guys? They're the ones who are going to be good. See, when Colorado had Shedeur Sanders, Travis Hunter, Western, all these guys, right? The opponents were more worried about Shedeur and Travis Hunter on offense. So they forgot about, I think his name was Hester and Western and all these other dudes. You notice how they have majority of the nice play, of the good plays, the good chunk plays. They got a lot of the balls, right? They are the ones who won a lot of games. Not saying Travis Hunter wasn't in that, but it's because they doubled him and did all that stuff and had everybody on them. But those guys got loose. They weren't big names like Travis Hunter was. They weren't up for Heisman or nothing like that. That's how you do it. So I agree with this decision. Sit his ass down. You're not playing the whole game. Sit down somewhere. There's no excuse. T. Roddy said, I think CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens, that's some YN, did something similar last night in Vegas and got benched for one play. You might as well shouldn't even do nothing at that point. One play? Which was probably a run play anyway. One play? Oh, yeah, you taught them a lesson. You definitely did. You taught them a lesson, coach. Good job. They've learned so much from sitting out one play. They've learned so much. So I'm saying, hey, okay, hey, allow it if you want to. I'm surprised this video doesn't work.
Championship there.
I got to figure out why it's lagging like that. But, all right, let's keep on moving. Let's get through this rundown. Let's get to Shedeur Sanders. All right, Dillon Gabriel goes down, most likely on concussion protocol. Shedeur Sanders will be starting this week against the Raiders. I believe they play. He came into the game against the Ravens. Came in with the lead. I think the lead was 16-10. And did not do so well. He had 4 completions out of 16 attempts, 63 yards, 0 touchdowns, 1 interception. Now, I watched his game film, and I'm not going to lie to you. They could have won that game. There were a couple passes where it was 1,000% on the receiver. Beautiful pass. That shot to the end zone, absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Should have been a touchdown. But here's the thing. I guess the greater point I want to talk about is everybody online. Everybody at one point said, push Shedeur in, push Shedeur in, push Shedeur in, push Shedeur. Oh my gosh, Dillon Gabriel's horrible. Put him in, put him in, put him in, put him in. He gets in the game like most backups do if something goes wrong with the starter, and now they set him up to fail. They set him up to fail. I've been hearing this on social media all day. And the real is that he was not, well, okay, look. When it comes to how this is being done, right? Dillon Gabriel is a starter. He's going to get majority, if not all, of the starter reps. He's a young guy. He needs every damn rep he can get. So, if I'm the head coach, he's going to get all the flipping reps with the first team. So he can have the most qualified experience to go out there and do it. Now, you got to think about the team we're talking about. We're talking about the freaking Browns. The Browns have a lot of problems, and it ain't just a QB room, right? I'm sure Dillon Gabriel would do a lot better if the O-line was better and they had more key pieces on that offense to help out. Sure, he'd be doing a lot better. But, you know, the talk I've been hearing about replace Gabriel with Sanders, where, and I know being thrown into a game and in the middle of it, even with the lead, it's going to be tough to do. But at the same time, if you're as great as what everybody is saying, why can't you make it work, right? Now, Shedeur faces the Raiders. I think that he's going to do a lot better. I think that he can game plan more efficiently, and I think they can make it work. I don't know if it's a win or not, because it's one quarterback is not going to they're not just going to start winning all of a sudden. And I heard this take somewhere. Where's that video at?
He's a 5th-round rookie who got thrown into a game. Okay. There wasn't a game plan for him. He did some good, he did some bad. He's a rookie who has had no action, and he's a 5th-rounder. What did y'all expect? The defense.
Now, go back to that first part.
He's better than Dillon Gabriel right now. It's clear as day.
Okay. I think you know what? It's not even Shedeur at this point. It's not Shedeur. It's y'all. It's the community. It's everybody online. It's y'all. It's y'all. It's absolutely y'all. Right? Booing Dillon Gabriel, cheering when he's out, and Shedeur comes in just to have the absolute dumpster fire that performance was and lose the game anyway. What did you think was going to happen? Right? The Browns tend to do this a lot. T. Roddy said, honestly, in my opinion, I think that every quarterback, whether you're first string or second, I think that all quarterbacks get first team reps to be prepared in case of emergencies. See, I think this is a little different, T. Roddy. Just because Dillon Gabriel is young, right? You drafted young quarterbacks, right? Because you've seen, what's that boy? I think he just went to the Bengals. Joe Flacco. Couldn't really get nothing going. But guess what? He ain't having a problem with the Bengals. Absolutely lit up the sky when he faced Aaron Rodgers. So I think that, if you have an older quarterback, right, he's your starter, and then you got Shedeur as his backup or Dillon Gabriel as his backup, then you're not going to send that guy because he already knows, right? He knows everything, right? So you don't really need him to go out and take all those starter reps because that's going to take a toll on him. But when you have a fresh, young, 24, 23, whatever, I think Shedeur is 24. I don't know how old he is. When you have that young guy out there when you got Dillon Gabriel and then Shedeur backing him up and they're new to all of this, and Dillon Gabriel, I don't know if he's getting it or he's not getting it. I don't know I know what the problem is. There's a lot of problems, and it's not just the playbook. But when you're having that, you're going to want him to have as much exposure as he possibly can. Now, I think Shedeur has a lot of talent. I think that he has an amazing deep ball. I think that Shedeur can absolutely make it work. But we're in the NFL as well, though. Like, this is not college anymore. Dillon Gabriel's figuring that out. Shedeur figured that out kind of in the preseason. But also, you also have to think that we're not in practice with these guys 24/7, right? I don't know what the coach is seeing with Shedeur. I don't know. Like, Dillon Gabriel's dropping games. Sometimes he does okay. Sometimes it's pretty horrible. It just depends. But, if I'm in practice, I'm like, well, damn. Dillon Gabriel is losing me games, basically. And it's not just on him. It's not just on Dillon Gabriel, right? He gets a bad rap, but look at the dumpster fire he's in, too. They're both in the same thing. Honestly, Shedeur shouldn't even be on the damn Browns right now, if we're being honest. The whole way they went about this draft and telling certain teams that they're not going to be, interviewing and all, it started all this mess right here. The Browns dang sure didn't want Shedeur. They took him. I don't even know why you draft two quarterbacks like that. If you were going to take a quarterback, you should have took one in the first round and got one of these other guys. But, hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. But it's like, okay, they got to be seeing something in practice that's saying Shedeur is not the guy. Now, I think Shedeur is a great quarterback. He's not bad. I don't think he's like the greatest of all time or anything like people are trying to hype their heads up to be. And like I said, it's not even Shedeur because Shedeur honestly don't even talk that much anymore, right? I actually liked his presser that he did that basically said, hey, it's cool that people are cheering me on and this and that, but at the same time, let's not make Dillon Gabriel feel uncomfortable in his position because you also got to think about how that's affecting him. Because if I'm a quarterback and I'm going like, damn, everybody wants Shedeur, they're not even giving me a chance. Like, how does that make you feel? If you walk into your job and everybody wants a dude who's behind you in your spot and you're just kind of like, well, I'm trying to do the best I can and they want you out of there. And it's like, how do you move on? Like, how do you move through that, right? Because it's never going to be enough. They're always going to want Shedeur unless you're literally blowing out teams, which is just not going to happen, especially not on the Browns. Lord. So I feel for him, and I liked him coming out and saying that. I do think that they're treating Shedeur a little wrong, maybe a lot wrong. I noticed that the coach don't even talk to him much. Like, normally if you have backup comes in, that's the guy you probably want to be in his face a lot. You want to be talking to him, kind of helping him coach through it, even though Shedeur has experience now. But still, he's still a rookie quarterback in the NFL. You need to have a conversation. You need to talk to him. It's like the dude don't even want to talk to Shedeur. I don't know what the hell Shedeur did. I don't know. What's up, Willie? What's going on? LaTanya, welcome in. I don't know, but I feel bad for him. And then also, even when he got into the game, somebody got into his house. When it got into the game, somebody got into his house. And it's being reported by police that they stole over $200,000 worth of stuff. Imagine you have a bad night like that, right? Disappointing night. I think I have a video. Is this? Yeah. Yeah. You have a bad night like this. And you come home and you're robbed. That's tough. That's tough right there. And it happens more than we think. It ain't just Shedeur who got targeted. It happens a lot more than what people think. I mean, damn, $200,000. That's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy. But you also have to be careful with stuff like this because a lot of times they be people in your groups. It's people you know. Especially when you have all that money and you got out and you know a lot of people. It's sometimes a lot of people that you know. Honestly, it could have been a guy that you invited into your house one time who might not have done it. It might not have been there, but orchestrated it. I guess nobody was home at the time. I guess that the house was empty and they just went in there and basically did it. But, you know, I'm just saying, you got to be careful who you associate with. Because they didn't just go in blind. I'm going to go ahead and tell you that. Because, you don't. Yeah, I think that. Because you already know if NFL players are on the road, if NFL players are somewhere, like you already know that they're not going to be there. So it's like, as if you know they don't have a family there or anything, then it's open season for you to go in there and grab everything. I'm surprised that he didn't have security. I'm surprised that there weren't alarms or anything like that. We'll find out more about the story, so I'm not too sure about what's going on there. But, you know, I feel for the kid. I want Shedeur to be successful, right? Because, it's always – but the media just takes this out of proportion and it makes the kid just look bad, honestly. If the media just was quiet and just left Shedeur alone like every other fifth rounder, it'd be a lot better. He could focus, Dylan Gabriel could focus, and he probably would have been started by now. And then you got Deion Sanders, which one, I said from the beginning, his seat is not in the hot seat. Deion Sanders is not leaving unless he personally wants to leave. They can go 3 and whatever next year, just like they're probably going to go this year. It does not matter. Deion Sanders is not going anywhere because the success that they've bought here hasn't even necessarily all been on the field. You got a Heisman winner, right? You done, retired jerseys for, Shedeur and Travis Hunter. I think they both got it. But it's also Colorado is marketable. You got media attention, right? People are paying attention. Fans are now crowding the stands. Games are sold out again, right? You're still technically winning more games than under the last head coach. So, even if it's just 1 or 2 more games, and at the end of the day, Deion Sanders is Deion Sanders. It's not a guy you fire because who you going to bring in next? Now, I think the next head coach that does come in needs to be a guy who has some type of history with Colorado. I think that's the part that Prime is missing. When you come in and basically try to ignore the school's history and things like that, you lose a lot of things, right? They don't know the fight song. They don't really do much of that anymore. You can't just come in and say, hey, I'm going to do mercenaries every year. I'm going to have 50, 60 guys in the transfer portal, and I'm going to get 50, 60 guys out of it. It just doesn't work that way. There's no way you can bond with your team. And that's why a lot of times when they lose, stuff falls apart. You cannot bond with your team that way. Imagine if you went to your job and you got 50, 60 new people every single year. How can you bond with them? By the time you start trusting this guy who came from the middle of nowhere, who knows, he's gone again. How can you coach like that, right? development is important. I know the game is starting to get away from that. It's already half, right? It's about who's paying the most money and where. But if you start back recruiting these high school guys and developing these guys from a little one all the way up into their senior year, seasons will be better. You know what to expect. You can work on these guys. You can get them up. Because guess what? A lot of Prom's guys from last year, they're sitting at Alabama and doing freaking well. What's that linebacker's name who was at Colorado that transferred to Alabama? Colorado LB transfers to Alabama. There it is. Hill Green. That guy. That guy. Like you lose a lot of key pieces. So I don't think Prom is in the hot seat. I think he's chilling. Whenever he wants to leave, which might be soon, I think that the love of football is always going to be there. But the love of coaching might be just a little bit gone because your children aren't there. When you're coaching your kids, you're like, okay, I got to make sure like my kids, right? I have to bring everything I got to make sure my kids are successful. I don't care if I got to change playbooks. I don't care if I got to change defense. I have to make sure my children are successful. I got to get them to the NFL so where they can make another bag. It's not even about the bag for them, but so they can keep going with their career and they can be great like I once was, right? That's what Deion's saying. But now that they're gone, it's like, yeah, he wants these kids to be great, but it's never going to be the same as your own chillins. Even Travis Hunter and all those guys, it's never going to be the same. So I think that may be slowing him down a little bit. And, you know, I feel like he's going to pull health issues and he'll probably dip up out of there and they'll probably come to a mutual agreement of not the whole buyout or anything, but Prime will probably get a little something and then school both are going to save. So I think that's about all. I wish this video
win a national championship somewhere else now.
I wish that video would play. It's such a good video. I like it a lot. I like how Virginia Tech's already starting to get this guy out there and everything. I think it's pretty cool. But we talked about Coach Beam, RIP Coach Beam, and how sometimes they'll kill you in your own community. We talked about FSU making a bowl game. Will they? I don't think so. I think that NC State will handle business on Friday. I don't know. We'll see. If not, I think that Florida will definitely finish in Gainesville. 2 away games and very tough places to play. If NC State don't do it, I definitely think that Florida will finish it off for Florida State in their season. So no, I don't think they make a bowl game. You don't have 2 easy opponents. And if NC State shows up like Georgia Tech, definitely not. Shows up like when they beat Georgia Tech, definitely not. I think this was an amazing hire. I like this a lot. I thought it fits well. He's going to do great. And I think Virginia Tech is probably going to be over a 5-win team next year. The ACC is a place where you don't know who's going to win. Who would have predicted Virginia would have been the second team in the ACC this year? Nobody. Thank you kindly. I appreciate that. Keon Coleman being benched, I absolutely agreed with. He absolutely deserved to be benched after missing that meeting. It's great accountability. I wish we see more of that in college football. Shedeur Sanders, the only thing he's being robbed of Nah, he got robbed of that $200,000. I was gonna say something else, but we'll leave that alone. But yeah, I think Shedeur Sanders will do a lot better in his next game. I don't hope the kid fails. I mean, I hope he does well. I mean, we still spin regardless, right? It doesn't matter to me. And Coach Prime is not in the hot seat. Is that all I have for this show today? That's all I had for this show today. I appreciate y'all. I love you. We'll be getting other guests on the show as well. We'll be bringing other people up who can help break this down so I don't have to speak for the entire hour and 30 minutes that we've been on. So that's going to be wonderful. And shout out to y'all in the chat for showing up and being with your boy. I appreciate y'all greatly. It's always a great show with y'all. I always love doing this. We have a sports show once a week, normally on Mondays, but today was on Tuesday because I couldn't stop coughing yesterday. And woo! Your boy's on it. So, other than that, I love you. Great things are going to come for the show. Yeah, we're going to be getting to the bag. All of these clips will be posted during the week. So if you see something we've talked about in the show, it's just going to be this. I'm not making new videos. I'm just clipping this up, posting it online. Bam. That's how you get content. You live stream it, you clip it up, post it throughout the week. So now, if you don't like long form content, I got you. Don't even worry about it. I'll have this Virginia Tech thing posted, FSU posted, Keon Coleman, Shedeur Sanders, all that stuff. Bam. Just like that. That's how you do it, fellas and ladies. Thank you, LaTanya. T-Roddy, I appreciate you, my friend. Not the cough coming back. I am going to relax my throat for a little bit. I'm going to chill out for a second and then probably eat some food. I'll be back on. Give me till like 8 o'clock, 8:30. Nah, 8:30 is a little late. Let's do 8 o'clock. I can manage it. If anything, I'll have to eat on my gaming stream. It is what it is. We'll do that. So it is what it is. I gotta release my Relax Your Throat shirts. Stand goal achieved. I've been standing for the last 2 hour and 30 minutes. But I appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all. They want me to join like a boxing club. I might do it now. I might, but I can't have nobody touching, can't have nobody touching the face. I can't be bruised up and all that kind of stuff. What I look like I have walking around going to Target and I got a bruise on my nose. Damn, who beat him up? Hey, somebody got him. Yeah, I know people gonna be cracking jokes like, oh, what got you? No. Can't touch this right here. Good. It's good training though. It's good. But you ain't gonna be hitting me in my face. I ain't got no time for that. That's just gonna irritate me. No, definitely not. Be to knock my eye out or something. I'm good. That's how them freak accidents happen. I have some type of brain damage. I'm good. Everything in life want to kill you anyway. I'm not gonna let no boxing kill me. You taking shots to the head. No. I don't need to take shots at the bar, so I'm not gonna take it to the head. Appreciate you. I love you. Hopefully you have a good day. I'll see y'all in less than an hour. And your boy's out. Peace.